Yo, what's up, man? Selamat datang semuanya. Sorry kalau live-nya malam banget ya. Baru pulang dari kerja, coy. Oke, selamat menonton ya, semoga terhibur. Seperti biasa, saya akan menemani kalian 2 jam ke depan, coy. Yoi, enggak bang. Oh ya udah. Anjir. Lolo, sebentar. Barang double. Anjir, gak sadar, cok. Nyampe gak ya? Gila, gak nyampe, boy. Nyampe, ding. Nyampe gak ya? Hup, nice. Nyampe, boy. Loh, shit. Oke. Diam. Wah, stick udah error ini gimana nih?
Stabilize.
Absorption test.
Waduh, belum multi elan, coy, lupa. Kalau gak apa-apa forest tuh gak sakit.
Things are about to get dicey. Stand clear. Higher, hands on fire.
Nice. 220 gak main lah. Oke. Bentar, mana lagi ya? Daily dulu, daily. Kalau belum ada orang gak bacot ya, biasa wae. Nggak ada yang nggak ada yang ngajakin ngobrol ya, guys. Jadi ya udah. Emang ada yang nonton replay ya? Buat kalian penonton di masa depan ya, jawab pertanyaanku. Apa ada yang nonton replay ini? Hup. Kalau ada epic banget, gila. Langsung ku DM, anjir. Kamu menemukan Easter egg. Kalau ada sampai yang komen kayak gini, aku bang ada yang nonton replay menit ini, wah. Kirimin IG-nya. Oke. Mungkin di masa depan ada, tapi ini Easter egg banget ya. Sangat-sangat tersembunyi. Anjir. Wah. Di sini hujan, guys. Sorry kalau berisik ya. Mungkin kalau ada suara rintikan hujan ya, mohon maaf saya. Gila, di rumahku sepi banget, gila. Bentar, tak nyalain kipas biar nggak sepi-sepi banget ya. Iya. Nah, gini kan apa ya? Nggak terlalu sepi gitu loh.
Animal test 6308.
Nggak bisa. Mumpung nggak ada orang, aku mau cek topet dulu ya. Katanya sih ada ini, ada garansi. Garansi apa? Pembelian stick. Soalnya tuh apa ya? Soalnya tuh stickku error nih. Kok nggak ada sih? Bentar ya. Aduh, si. Pembelian harus ada nih. Mana ya? Stick. Bukan. Samsung, bukan. Pantek. Nah, yang ini kayaknya ya. Good Gaming Shop, betul. 12 April 2022.
I just need a moment to quickly take down some notes.
Wah, masih ada ini, masih ada apa namanya? Masih ada garansinya, cok. Bentar, tanya penjual ya. Kok nggak ada ini? Tidak ada data aja deh. Waduh, bentar boy. Harusnya ada setik yang lebih lama lagi nih. Nggak ada, ding. Nggak ada, bener yang tadi boy.
I haven't been out in a while.
Bisa ini, bisa diklaim ini. Register, cancel. Garansi resmi distributor wajib menyertakan box, nota, dan barang apabila ingin klaim garansi. Klaim garansi sangat mudah dengan layanan klaim gratis satu pintu. Free bubble wrap untuk ekstra pengaman. Oh. Wajib video unboxing, uncut. Nah ini boy, bisa nih boy. Nah bisa nih. Berapa ya? 1 tahun garansi. Oh, oke. Nah, kita cek
I
joystick.
just need a moment to quickly take down some notes.
Joystick yang apa ya? Gamepad, tester. Nah, tester. Nah ini, semoga kelihatan boy. Ngepling boy. Kita garansiin aja bos. Gimana ya cara ini? Aduh, bentar gue. Bisa. Oke, bisa. Wih, halo bang, halo juga coy. Wah, gila ada yang nonton anjir. Gue kira bakal sendirian aku nih sampai selesai stream. Gila, thank you Yon, langsung semangat aku game. Langsung giras. Wih, Rumble juga masih hidup coy. Biasanya jam segini udah tidur si Rumble. Kok belum tidur kamu?
Quietly now.
Kok belum tidur kamu?
Here comes the cat.
Live masih lama bang? Masih. Selesai jam setengah 1. 2 jam, pokoknya aku live streaming tuh minimal 2 jam. Kalau ada urusan kayak mepet banget tuh paling 1,5 jam gitu. Kalau gitulah, kalau ada masalah itu 1,5 jam mungkin ya. Tapi kalau masalahnya urgent ya langsung tak tutup. Ya pokoknya kebanyakan lah, rata-rata itu streamingku paling dikit 2 jam. Masih lama coy, tenang aja. Kalau mau ngobrol-ngobrol lah yuk, ku temani malam kalian ya.
Stand clear.
Beledar. Lah masih hidup orangnya. Dia luar curang dia. Mudun. Iya. Kok makin malam? Iya bro, tadi ini loh, aku kan kerja di resto gitu kan. Tiap minggu tuh pasti ada namanya tuh stock take tuh stok barang gitu. Kayak ngitung-ngitung barangnya tuh yang kejual sesuai nggak sama pengeluaran gitu. Nah tadi tuh ya stock take lah tiap minggu, 1 minggu sekali. Tiap tanggal 7 terus 14 terus tanggal 21 terus akhir bulan gitu, setiap periode lah kita stok barang. Nah makanya pulangnya tuh kadang telat coy, kalau rame itu telat ya. Tadi tuh lumayan rame alhamdulillah ya, tapi ya pulangnya jadi telat, nggak bisa streaming lebih awal. Tadi sih rencana streaming jam 9:30 udah mulai, tapi keadaan tidak memungkinkan. Tolong saya lagi cerita ya, Anda jangan ganggu dong. Nah, tirulah Hilkert ini, 2 ini nih. Aman, tentram, damai, tidak mengganggu lah. Baru dibilang tidak mengganggu, ada yang mengganggu anjir. Khusus. Lah, tinggal aja lah ya. Pokoknya gitu coy. Kenapa telat streaming ya itu. Stok take barang di restoran. Orang mana bang? Kok kayak orang Jawa Timur? Nah ini fun fact ya. Saya sebenarnya tuh orang Jawa Tengah asli. Lahir Jawa Tengah. Cuman lulus SD tuh aku ikut ya. Sekolah 6 tahun tuh di Jawa Timur. Jadi aku tuh kalau ngomong gitu ya, kayak kadang pakai bahasa orang Jawa Timuran, kadang pakai Jawa Tengah, campur-campur bro. Aku aja bingung sendiri. Kayak biasanya tuh kalau ngomong cepet malah bisa belibetan gitu loh, gara-gara bingung kata apa yang cocok untuk dipakai. Berkaan gitu loh. Kepikiran kerja dunia malam. Hah? Kenapa mata anjir? Jatim absen. Saya bang, bisa dibilang jatim juga. Jadi kalau ngobrol sama orang jatim tuh bisa nyambung gitu, bisa dikira orang jatim. Anjir, bukan gitu dong. Gara-gara bingung pakai bahasa mana, jadi kayak hewan. Kenapa bingung bahasa jadi hewan aku anjir? Lah, si Ana nongol lagi di world quest, daily quest. Anda nih udah jadi petualang, nggak usah lah kasih aku daily. Udah dapat achievementnya anjir. Padahal itu quest langka, tapi kalau udah dapet tuh muncul terus dia. Males aku. Kan kalau main genshin ketemu Ana itu, nah si Ana si petualang ini sebenarnya daily rare, susah dapetinnya. Tapi entah kenapa kalau udah kelar, udah dapet achievementnya, itu muncul terus sih dia. Dan ya daily questnya tuh lumayan merepotkan ya. Jauh-jauh gitu. Tebak ini, tebak apa Rumble? Lihat entah jauh kan. Si Ana nih merepotkan. Udah bener-bener lulus, udah jadi petualang, masih ngasih questnya sama lagi anjir. Tuh dragon span kelihatan dari sini. Pow. Gila luas banget mapnya anjir. Siapa karakter favorit Hoyoverse? Salah, masih salah. Aku belum nebak udah disalah-salahin. Kupukul kamu ya. Ntar kalau ada inilah membership aku pengen kasih emot pukul itu. Yang anjing dipukul pong itu. Lucu aja. Karakter aku tahu favorit Hoyoverse tuh suka sama siapa ini loh. The real anak kesayangan Hoyoverse. Nih si Tartaglia ini adalah karakter favorit Hoyoverse. Sampai dia rerun berkali-kali si Child. Sama satu lagi Klee, brand ambassador untuk menarik para pedo di dunia ini ya, biar laku, biar pada pedo main genshin. Nah ini jadi maskot genshin. Udah sih dua itu toh. Kalau Zhongli itu terkenal tapi ya nggak terlalu disayang lah. Paling disayang childnya. Yang bener kamu satu ayaka, hah? Bukannya Kiki bang? Itu mah disayang akunmu itu Kiki, bukan sayang Hoyo. Iya. Mana ada ya kak diseneng ini Myoyo. Ini mah gara-gara pengen cari duit aja Myoyo diriranin lagi, bukannya Eula. Karena dia tuh melihat Eula nih gak laku, daripada rugi bandar, mending ayaka tak tokno maneh biar duitku akeh. Karyawanku durung mangan, ngresuk maneh pecel ya wes ah. Akhirnya ya dirirun lagi sama Senhe lagi. Nah udah sak paket itu pendapat pribadiku. Percuma dong kalau gitu, semuanya bisa jadi bener. Dasar kamu Rumble ya. Anjir, santai bos. Aku nggak mau lawan kroco ya. Yang penting balonku bisa jalan ya. Wah di rumahku hujan terus banget bro. Ganggu nggak sih? Kedengeran nggak suara hujannya? Wah parah kamu Rumble. Kalau gitu semua bisa kamu salahin. Masih ada misalnya kok. Nggak mau. Enggak, udah. Aku mau keliling Sumeru nih. Nah, bye-bye ya, Ana. Let's go boy, keliling Sumeru ya. Kasihan tuh. Negara gak pernah aku sentuh, berdebu lama-lama anjir. Nah ini saking lamanya gak aku sentuh ya. Sebagian map Sumeru nih berdebu cok. Nah ini kalau gak tak sentuh lagi nih lama-lama nyalur sampai sini, nyalur sampai Sumeru. Jadi gurun pasir kabeh. Ntar liwe kena juga. Dragon Span tiba-tiba tandus. Wah. Terus monster gak ada pohonnya anjir. Gak tak kan dah? Dulu lupa aku. Kayaknya belum dah.
Add Astra.
Nah beda pendapat denganku salah pokoknya. Wah. Oh
Thank you
gitu
for
kamu.
coming.
Takut aku.
Add Astra.
Takut berdebat sama Rumble aku udah. Salah terus ya ntar. Padahal kamu ini cowok tapi maunya menang terus. Ayah. Oke, udah selesai. Wayai ngosumeru. Sumeru City, mana nih teleport yang belum kebuka? Wah ini, wes, ini kayaknya jelas-jelas turun kebuka kabeh iki. Tuh, emang Arkon Quest udah selesai dah? Loh masih ada loh. Bukannya kemarin udah pamitan sama Naida ya? Burung malam berguguran di bawah tirai. Untuk mendapatkan informasi lebih banyak tentang saudaramu, kamu dan Paimon pergi ke Sanctuary of Surasa untuk mencari Naida. Loh, masih ada lanjutan nih ternyata boy. Kira udah selesai loh. Wah beneran nih. Hah? Selesaikan chapter Acer Palmatum bagian 1. Waduh gue story boy. Acer Palmatum Acer, oh iki nak masih kajutut nying. Ya wes gak jadi eksplor ini berarti jadinya Kazuha. Wayai Kazuha yes. Thumbnail tidak sesuai dengan isinya ya. Apa yang nonton belum banyak, mohon dimaklumi ya. Deng. Seperti biasa kalau ke Inazuma loadingnya pasti lama. Kenapa mukamu gitu anjir? Thumbnailnya scam. Ya enggak scam banget sih. Real, tetap real. Tadi kan ini udah ke Sumeru bentar ya. Enggak, sorry. Emang salah aku kok. Kamu bisa marah. Mohon maaf ya. Pengennya sih lanjut ke Sumeru tapi Miyoyo tidak membolehkan gitu loh, gimana lagi ya. Konyol scam. Konyol. Sudah lama kita nggak ke Inazuma, betul sekali. So many things. Dalam sekejap mata. Benar. Wait a second. Wush. Ini bro pedang ntar dikasih gratis ini. Ada seseorang datang. Oh, oke. Kita showcasein bang. Kita showcasein ya. Blur 225. Gila. Kapan dehya keluar? Habis Sino kayaknya. Habis Maharaja Cino ya. gimana sih, Saino, Raja Paduka, Lord Sino. Habis itu baru dehya. Rupanya kamu tidak punya vision.
Looks like I've mistaken you for someone else.
At the very least, you should make sure you've got the right person before you go attacking them. No, wait. Even when you've got the right person, you shouldn't go attacking them out of the blue. It's dangerous.
Kemarin kan dehya ini kan mau pergi dari Sumeru,
Have
jadi
you ever met
sampai
someone by the name
jumpa.
of
Jadi
Kazuha?
sebenarnya nggak apa ya, nggak salah banget sih thumbnailnya. Kan ini mengucapkan selamat tinggal sama dehya kan.
He carries a sword just like you. I've also heard that he possesses an animo vision.
Kenapa kamu mencarinya?
That's none of your business. Never mind. You don't look like you know anything anyway. I'm wasting my time.
Berhubung ini questnya Kazuha ya, berarti dia tuh nyariin Kazuha. Kan Kazuha bawa pedang, punya anemo vision.
What the heck is this guy's problem?
What the
Coming
heck is
around
this
here
guy's
waving
problem?
that weird sword in our faces, and he didn't even apologize. Seems like a real nutcase. Well, one thing's for sure. No way are we telling him anything about Kazuha.
Aku setuju.
Right? Paimon has a feeling, though, that even if this guy gets to challenge Kazuha to a duel, he won't be able to beat him. Anyway, just to be on the safe side, we should go fight Kazuha right away.
Oh,
and tell
oke.
him to watch his back.
OTY.
Oh? What
Apa
kind
cuma
of
aku yang sambut selamat datang dehya? Ya kalau lihat dari story-nya sih pergi dia anjir. Tapi kalau dilihat dari banner ya, selamat datang dehya.
a special
Mungkin ntar
connection?
kalau bannernya udah muncul ada ceritanya dehya. Aku nungguin sih itu ceritanya dehya.
Yeah, maybe a little. But then again, most people. Anyway, there's no time to lose. Let's go tell
Untuk
Kazuha
saat
so
ini
much
sih
better.
dehya masih ini tarung, dia nyari pertarungan hebat. Bosen dia di Sumeru nggak ngapa-ngapain.
Paimon heard that the Crux fleet is stocking up in Rito.
Gitu katanya kemarin.
Let's look for him there.
Agni udah mainin story-nya, story si dehya. Emang udah ada ta? Ya tau udah ada ta? Bentar boy, emang udah ada anjir. Oke. Bentar boy, mana sih? Emang udah ada ya? Dehya Beido, bukan, ini kencan anjing. Nilo nggak ada, belum ada, nanti. Ini ceritanya tuh dehya masih di luar Sumeru, masih numpak kapal. Kemarin kan pamitan di Port Ormos, di pelabuhan Ormos. Dia pamitan mau pergi katanya. Nah ntar paling pas ada bannerin siapa ide ya, nah itu story-nya muncul. Soalnya Mihoyo tuh nggak cuman jualan desain ya, tapi jualan story juga. Jadi kalian pengen gacha dehya tuh gara-gara story-nya bagus, personality-nya bagus gitu. Kita makin pengen gacha. Belum lah, kan di Arkon Quest ada story-nya dehya, jadi aku tahu kalau dia pergi.
Hello. Do you know where Kazuha is?
You're looking for Kazuha too, huh? Guess he must have done something impressive after all.
Nah juga.
Well, we took the small vessels into Rito on a routine supply run, only this time, as soon as we entered the harbor, we ran into
Loh.
a huge crowd of Inazumans.
Ngapain Kazuha, anjir?
Kazuha. If it's because of that battle on Nizuchi Beach, Captain Beto had a great run there too, but I don't see her getting this kind of attention. Kazuha keeps to himself most of the time. In fact, there are times when he doesn't even listen to the captain. She just laughs it off.
Menarik.
Oh, so you still don't know what he did.
I've heard bits and pieces. Something about him wanting to ride in Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi.
Apa itu Muso no Hitotachi? Arkon terkuat siapa menurut petangawen balen. Arkon terkuat siapa menurut Arkon terkuat siapa menurut sepengetahuan Agni? Oke. Menurut lore atau cerita dalam Genshin ya, Arkon terkuat itu si Zhongli. Itu kuat banget ya, sama Fenty itu paling kuat. Dia bisa belah pulau anjir.
Is it really as big a deal as everyone's making it out to be?
Sepengetahuanku sih dia sih Fenty sama Zhongli. Tapi lihat entah Zhongli sama Fenty sekarang nih kayak orang goblok anjir. Dia kayak macak, ya bukan sih, bukan kayak orang goblok, tapi dia tuh merendah anjir, serendah-rendahnya.
Really?
Nggak ngurusin.
Put it like that, it all makes sense.
Udah pensi.
In that case, the newfound
Halo,
status
halo
well
Abdal, Abdal, halo. Halo Abdal, selamat malam. Kamu masih pada melek ya? Oke.
He was called away earlier by some people from the Tenryo Commission. They said
Suara
they had
kursi.
something important to discuss with you.
Hei, kok gitu kamu? Kan mejaku jauh, jadi tak tarik lah mejanya anjir daripada aku berdiri kan. Kok kedenger ya anjing lah. Seruputan kopi saset. Jangan keras-keras.
I thought they'd come to arrest him at first. Turns out they
Kelihatan gak punya duit aku ntar.
Seems like they really respect the guy.
Tapi emang bener.
Just a little while ago, this would have been completely unimaginable.
Lagi pula sikap Raden Sukun juga sudah berubah.
Thank you. Guess we'll
Yang
go pay a
tahu-tahu
visit to the
aja lah,
Tenryo
iya
Commission.
makanya. Gak usah disebar-sebarin.
All right then. I'll just stay here and carry on trying to fend off the crowd.
Ya, oke. Kita cari Kajua biar kita tahu storynya kayak gimana. Pergi ke markas Tenryo Commission. For your information, waduh. Tenryo Commission tuh dulunya tuh yang orang-orang jahat coy, yang mau buru semua vision di Inazuma dan memberlakukan apa ya, tutup negara. Ini Tenryo Commission nih. Sekarang kita kesini lagi, tapi Tenryo sekarang udah tobat ya. Dulu dipengaruhi sama Fatoi. Wah, ada yang pakai tombak nih. Aduh bosku. Wih gila, tombaknya panjangnya sama loh. Bagus. Siapa ini yang kita ajak ngobrol nih? Shogun kah? Oh bukan. Kebetulan macam apa ini? Bisa no Kazua.
Oh, it's you.
Bang, bayangin. Bapaknya main Mobile Legend lagi serius. ML ternyata bukan Mobile Legend ya guys ya. Iya, bapaknya main ML lagi serius, tiba-tiba anaknya nelpon, bapaknya bilang, hah? Oh ML Mobile Legend beneran. Lah dia ada tulisan kon aja. Bilang kontol bapakmu pecah, anaknya pun panik karena kontol bapaknya pecah. Hah? Suruh bayangin apa, apa yang dibayangin? Oh, ceritanya juga jelas, jir. Kamu gagal membuatku tertawa, nah. Rumble mulai lagi, jir. Istriku 30 ku Josara. Udah dapet izin dari Yanve. Stres.
Greetings. We were just discussing the repealing of the vision.
Nggak apa-apa, nggak apa-apa.
Since you're here,
Kalau si Rumble
you're
nggak
welcome to
stres tuh
listen in on
bukan
the
Rumble
conversation.
namanya. Kami baru aja membicarakan tentang penghapusan dekret pemburuan vision. Nah, ini yang dilakuin Tenryo zaman dulu nih. Buru-buru vision, bangsat memang. Nah, ini udah ganti pemimpin. Pemimpinnya sih tetap shogun, cuman bawahan ya itulah leader. Ah, taulah anjing, kayak gubernur gitu loh anjir.
Hard work has secured for us the agreeable state of affairs that we now enjoy. Also, I've been
Kemarin malah aku lagi sakit, sekarang udah sehat. Nah, makanya kalau kamu stres tuh sehat, artinya sehat. Alhamdulillah. Trouble stres. Oke, Mas. Oke, Mas Kamachi.
The
Sama-sama.
Almighty Shogun has issued a large array of directives aimed at resolving, or at least easing, the tensions that have built up over the years.
Hah? Menggunakan konflik dari masa lalu, oke.
The Tri-Commission has made the recommendation to use this opportunity to restore the honor of the Kaidahara name.
Sampai-sampai klannya si Kazuo mau dipulihkan. Tapi sayangnya semua klannya udah meninggal, gimana nih?
Regarding the history of the Kaidahara clan, I trust
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you're already somewhat informed?
Waktu Golden Archipelago tuh dijelasin tuh masa lalunya si
Short,
Kazuo.
there was once a group of select bladesmiths who served the shogun directly, responsible for upholding and further developing the traditional
yeah, yeah,
blade-forging
yeah.
arts of the almighty shogun. The Kaidahara clan belonged to this class.
Sehatlah ketika sakit, sakitlah ketika sehat.
But there
Rumble
came a
banget
time when
itu.
some of these bladesmiths revolted and fled to Snezhnaya. Both the Kaidahara and Kamisato clans were held accountable for lax oversight.
Beberapa pandai besi membela dan pergi ke Snezhnaya. Klan Kadehara dan klan Kamisato disalahkan dan diminta bertanggung jawab atas pengawasan mereka yang lemah pada saat itu. Lalu Inazuma memasuki masa kekacauan.
We later learned that the whole misadventure had been secretly orchestrated by the Fatui,
Oke.
attributing all of the blame
Cerita
to the
singkat itu.
Kamisato and Kaidahara clans. Considering Mr. Kaidahara has once more made an outstanding contribution to Inazuma, the almighty shogun believes he should not only be rewarded for his achievements, but also receive recompense for the excessive punishment borne by his clan in the past.
Apa nih Aditya? Lanjut cerita tadi. Anaknya pun menelpon ambulan. Bapaknya bingung, kenapa ada ambulan membawa dia? Pas si dokter periksa si Tit, bapaknya ini, si dokter bilang, ih ada gunung. Cerita bapak-bapak sih tidak paham. Janganlah cerita-cerita yang jorok-jorok. Skip. Aditya, tolong ya. Ini konten family friendly sepertinya. Enggak ada yang bohong. Banyak banget karakter kacamata. Apa ini penduduk banyak kena. Kamu kok ikut-ikut Rumble? Nah ya, stay halal
In the interest
brotherku.
of preventing further harassment of the bladesmith clans by the Fatui, we chose not to publicly release the findings of our
Aku dulu kayaknya udah
investigations
pernah
until
baca
this.
cerita si Aditya itu pas SMP kayaknya. Dan dulu lucu, sekarang kayaknya enggak, cringe. Bapak tuh nggak boleh dibuat candaan ya guys ya.
This is a true honor. I am delighted to be in a position to receive the goodwill of the almighty shogun and the shogunate at large.
Okay.
However, would I be correct to assume that this magnanimous gesture does not come without some strings attached?
Oh iya ya.
I can assure you that nothing could be further from the truth. We seek only to correct a past injustice.
Alpha-I, ya.
With the Kaidahara clan's reputation and occupation restored, the Kaidaharas will be bladesmiths once more, and your wanderings will finally come to an end.
Okay.
You will be able to lead a safe and prosperous life in Inazuma City, with the almighty shogun's blessing and full...
I have grown accustomed to life among the elements. I fear I would no longer feel at home behind the tall walls of a stately abode.
Okay.
Yet my ancestors did indeed take great pride in the name of Kaidahara, and the art of blade making for which it stood.
slow sekali dia anjir.
I sense some hesitation in your words.
Jangan bercanda tentang orang tua, mending tentang nenek-nenek. Waduh, tambah parah bro. Jangan,
Should you
itu
accept this
leluhur
offer,
kita
I
juga
imagine
boy.
many of the malicious rumors currently
Nggak ada
circulating
nenek
through the populace
kakek,
will
kalian
disappear.
nggak lahir-lahir juga. Janganlah, jangan.
Malicious rumors? All we heard on the way here was so much praise that we almost wondered whether there was another Kaitahara Kazuha in town.
Well, to some, the Muso no Hitotachi is something that can never be defeated. They cannot accept the idea that Mr. Kaedahara really parried the Shogun's
Oh,
strike.
Hitotachi tuh nggak terima, nggak percaya kalau Kazuha tuh menangkis serangan Shogun. Kayak maksudnya, ya itulah berpartisipasi dalam perdamaian Inazuma ya.
Also, eyewitnesses saw him using the power of Electro in addition to that of Animo. As a result, the falsehood that Kaedahara Kazuha was using an
Oh
illusion.
gitu.
What? But that doesn't make sense. Using a delusion turns you old and frail. And Kazuha still looks fine.
Delusion tuh vision buatan coy. Ya tapi gimana ya Manus? Nggak semua orang tahu info itu loh.
That is correct. However,
Nah,
to some people, the idea of a single person wielding two elements at once is a more inconceivable notion still.
This is just one of many similar rumors. I am very uncomfortable with being the subject of public discussion, but perhaps if the shogunate is willing to publicly support me,
iya.
the situation will
Wah,
blow over more quickly.
kelihatannya si Rambul udah ngantuk ya. Silakan tidur.
This is precisely why
Boleh,
I
Pak.
encourage you to give our offer some serious thought. It stands to benefit all of us.
Please allow me some time to consider.
Oke,
In
oke.
fact, let us put this discussion on hold for the moment. What brings the two of you here?
Yikes! We nearly forgot about the most important thing.
Oh ya. Ini nih.
Why would such a dangerous individual be looking for me?
Kenapa Rambul? Kamu nggak mau tidur kah? Bagaimana? Mungkin itu saudara seperguruanmu.
No. This puzzles me as much as it does you. My fighting forms were taught to me by my family, based on techniques originally developed for blade testing. We undergo rigorous training to standardize every motion. Over time, these techniques came to form something of a Kaedahara sword art, focused on blade testing, but with a full repertoire of combat forms. Those forms are quite different from the more practical ones typically used by samurai in battle. So it's hard to imagine that the similarity you speak of was coincidence alone.
All the more reason to watch your back. This guy was a serious nutcase.
Indeed. He sounds highly aggressive. Anyone he targets is at risk of serious injury. Worse.
In that case, I will send some men out immediately to search for him.
Thank you. I must say I am now very curious about this matter, and I will also need some time to consider your offer. I will first join the traveler in investigating the one who attacked him, then give you a conclusive answer upon my return.
Very well. Please stay safe.
Come on. Let's go and track down your aggressor.
Oke. Sekarang Kazuha turun tangan nih.
Knows the most about what goes on in town.
Let's go, boys.
Let's see what Ryuji has to say.
Apa nih? Loh, kok ada kakek ini? Kayak kenal. Siapa Takayuki? Ujo. Sepertinya Anda sedikit pikun. Baiklah, aku mengerti. Weh, kasih hadiah sama kakak. Weh, dikasih dango. Makasih, thank you. Makasih kak. Hup. Mana sih? Oh iya, oke, cerdek kok. Dekat guys, ternyata guys. Wah, nggak bisa ya bro ya. Oh ini penempa besi. Detektif nih.
Hey there! We'd like to ask you a quick question. Do you know if anyone around here has been looking for him? For Kaidahara Kazuha, we mean.
Aha! So this is the renowned Mr. Kaidehara. I've heard a lot about you. It is an honor to finally meet you today.
Okay.
You are too kind. We are currently investigating an assault and would appreciate any help you can offer.
Okay.
Oh? You were targeted in an assault? Let me think. I can't seem to recall anything of immediate interest. Mr. Kaidehara is currently the talk of the town, so there are always a lot of people.
Masalahnya mau dibunuh, Pak.
To be honest with you, our detective agency has recently been receiving many inquiries from people wishing to obtain Mr. Kaidehara's personal information. Some of them were offering us millions of mora just to gather the information they want. If these were more legitimate commissions, Sango would have snapped them up in an instant.
Millions? Of mora? Whoa! Oh, wait. Even at that price, you probably still shouldn't.
Please, accept my thanks for looking out for my privacy.
Of course. No matter what, we only take on legitimate cases. We don't make our money by revealing details of other people's day-to-day life just for the sake of it. Sorry, I got a little off topic. What I'm really trying to say is, it doesn't surprise me that a complete stranger is looking for Mr. Kaidehara. But I wouldn't know where to begin if we want to connect this with an assault.
Then let's put that connection aside for now. Have there been any other attacks or similar incidents recently that stand out as particularly unusual?
Okay.
The Tenryou Commission had very few leads. I thought you might have some information from different sources.
It's true that the commissioners aren't clued up about every little thing that goes on out in the streets. But typically, it's only the most trivial events that manage to escape their attention. If anyone had been out there attacking people, that would be assault, in which case the Tenryou Commission would absolutely get involved.
That does make sense. Uh-oh. Looks like the trail's already run cold.
I still find it difficult to believe that whoever attacked you hasn't been causing any trouble elsewhere.
Lah iya ya.
Few people possess your prowess in battle. So unless you were the first person he targeted, someone is certain to have been hurt by now.
Aku juga kesulitan melawannya. Bener juga ya. Kalau ada yang nyariin Kazuha, terus setiap orang yang mirip Kazuha diserang sama dia, pasti udah ada yang terluka gitu loh. Anehnya kita tok yang diserang.
I am well aware of your talents. There is no need
Tetap
to be
rendah ya
humbled
guys ya.
by me. In fact, I'm quite relieved that you were the one he targeted.
Iya sih.
It would cause me great grief to see someone become critically injured or lose their life because of me. For the poor victim, this would be a completely senseless crime.
Don't worry, we'll find him.
Oke. Harusnya tadi langsung kita tangkap aja, serahin ke polisi.
It seems you are every bit the selfless hero they make you out to be, Mr. Kaidehara. Surely this same concern for your fellow man is what drove you to fearlessly raise your blade against the almighty Shogun.
Almighty soul.
You flatter me. Truth be told, I don't know quite what came over me in that moment.
You are much too humble. Don't worry, I completely understand your concerns. I will try my best to gather whatever leads I can for you.
Oke, makasih Ryuji.
Oh, actually, there was one strange incident over the last few days.
Iya kah?
It doesn't involve an attack, though. Let me tell you about it just in case.
Oke.
Sure. During times like this, the more information we have, the better.
All right then. Recently, 2 people went missing from the city at around the same
Nah,
time.
iya kah? Ada 2 orang hilang.
One of them is a pretty well-known collector.
Wah,
surnamed
anjir, naga tuh bro.
The other, Amenoma Yuya, is a samurai.
Bisa
from
senra
Amenoma.
tensei dia. Naga tuh seorang kolektor ternama, yang satunya Amenoma Yuja. Amenoma. Samurai dari klan Amenoma. Terkenal ya Amenoma nih.
Amenoma. Now there's a familiar name.
Ya, senjatamu itu Amenoma.
Right. Yuya is the nephew of Amenoma Togo, the owner of Amenoma Smithy.
Oh, samping itu ya, samping. Ponakannya Togo.
2 grown men going missing at the same time.
Oke.
I recalled this because Amenoma Yuya is also an accomplished martial artist who is skilled with the blade. Perhaps he is the one you are looking for.
Enggak. Bisa jadi si Yuya yang nyerang kita. Tapi belum tahu lah. Ntar aja ya.
Understood, though it seems highly unlikely to me. I neither know this man, nor do I have any idea why he may wish to attack me.
Oke, anggap aja kita bantu Ryuji.
Sure, can't hurt. We never know what we might find out along the way.
Oke.
Thank you, Ryuji. We'll start by making some inquiries at the Amenoma Smithy.
Oke, let's go.
Sounds good. All the best with your investigation. I'll get moving shortly myself.
Malah manjat Xiaoan. Nah, Tugo. Magang. Oh, Hajime tuh magang dia. Tugo, tolong Tugo. Ponakanmu nih. Kenapa anjir?
Ah, if it isn't Kaedehara Kazuha, what brings you here today?
What's bring you here today?
You two know each other?
Iyalah, dia kan penempa besi, sedangkan Kaedehara klannya besi-besian.
Yes, the Kaedehara and Amenoma clans were both members of the Raiden Gokaden. Historically, there have always been deep links between the 2 clans. After I returned to Inazuma, I visited Mr. Amenoma to pay my respects.
Raiden Gokaden apa bro?
Let me quickly explain. The Raiden Gokaden was the collective term for the 5 most acclaimed bladesmithing arts in Inazuma.
Raiden Gokaden adalah sebutan untuk 5 seni menempa pedang yang paling terkenal di Inazuma.
The techniques of blade making were personally bequeathed to the Raiden Gokaden by the almighty Shogun, and over time, further honed and enhanced by the most talented craftsmen. Unfortunately, a series of events led to the gradual decline of many clans in the bladesmithing trade. Today, only the Amenoma clan has kept its art alive.
So sad.
It is a great pity indeed. In the old days, we each had our specialties.
Iya.
And just as iron sharpens iron, so too did we learn much from each other. As an example, the Amenoma art strives to emulate the abiding patience and determination of water as it turns stone to sand. There is nothing mystical to our work. There is only practice, day in and day out. Until both body and mind have memorized the craft, turning each motion of every technique into an intrinsic part of the bladesmith's life.
Oke.
As for the art of the Kaedehara clan, I believe it's called the Ishin art.
Ya kayak skillnya Kazuha tuh.
That's right. Ishin art strives for complete harmony between blade and mind from the moment that forging begins. For only a blade thus forged can capture and convey its maker's thoughts and feelings, and eventually become an extension of its wielder's will.
Indeed. Most samurai choose their blades, but an Ishin blade chooses its owner.
Oh gitu.
You are, without a doubt, the most worthy wielder of an Ishin blade. It gladdens my heart to see that although the Kaedehara clan has fallen on hard times,
You overestimate me. My actions are guided by my own personal sentiments, not by any noble aspirations on behalf of my clan. But let's get back on topic. The purpose of our visit today is to gather some information on your missing nephew. We hope to assist with the investigation. It may turn out that this case is connected to another we are pursuing.
ah yes, my nephew. I reported the case to the Tenryou Commission, but I haven't heard anything back so far. He
Waduh.
didn't say a word before he left, which is very unlike him. I'm still completely at a loss on what to make of it, but I've done what I can so far. Worrying is futile. All I can do now is wait for the news from the Tenryou Commission.
We heard that there was a collector involved in the disappearance too. Know anything about that?
Yes. On the morning that Yuya went missing, he gave me a very cryptic look and said that he was going to give me a great gift.
Apa tuh?
I believe he went to collect the item from Mr. Nagato after that. The next thing I heard was that a fire had broken out at the warehouse. And yes, strange, isn't it? I wonder what could have caused it. Unfortunately, there was very little evidence left behind, so nobody knows what really happened.
Do you have any thoughts on what Yuya may have wanted to give you?
If I had to guess, it must have been some kind of rare weapon. Otherwise, there would have been no reason for him to get my hopes up.
Iya, iya, iya.
He's never been particularly interested in blade forging, but has always had a fondness for blade testing, and can sense even the most minute differences in blade quality. He is extraordinarily talented in martial arts, particularly when it comes to the art of the sword.
Truth be told, we have some information that you may find to be objectionable. The person we are looking for, he attacked this friend of mine. Based on the evidence we have gathered so far, only Yuya seems to match the suspect's profile.
What? No. Absolutely impossible. Yuya is not that kind of person. He is humble and kind. Even his training is done with the goal of calming his mind. He has never gotten into a fight before.
Is that so?
Yes. If there's one thing I can say for certain, it's that Yuya would never draw his blade without a very good reason. But, with that said, it's equally out of character for him to just disappear with neither farewell nor fair warning. I also cannot know what course of action he might be capable of if coerced or otherwise compelled by circumstances unbeknownst to me.
Atau mantap sih lu.
Anyway, should you find him, please let me know as soon as possible.
Oke. Saya akan mencari si Yuya, kek.
Don't worry, you have our word.
From the sound of that, Paimon doesn't think Yuya was the one who attacked us as
Oh iya, kita perlu informasi juga dari Nagato, keluarga Nagato.
It sounds as if something happened when the two men met each other. Let's pay a visit to the Nagato household.
Oke. Waktunya ke keluarganya sang kolektor. Yuya suka pedang, si Nagato si kolektor. Mungkin aja Nagato tuh ngasih pusaka ke Yuya. Terus Yuya sih niatnya pengen dikasih tahu ke kakeknya, tapi tiba-tiba hilang gitu aja anjir. Nah ini kita investigasi nih. Ah iya, rumahnya di atas cowok. Balik. Coba lewat sini ya. Aku nggak pernah lewat sini nih. Wih, pedang anjir. Dual blade. Senjata andalan traveler. Oh, bisa ke atas ternyata. Main Nagato. Nah, ini main Nagato gini. Nagato si Ciko. Pusing sirai.
I'm very sorry, but we cannot afford to pay what we owe right now.
Apa bro?
My husband has gone missing, and I'm still trying to find him.
Oh, yang hilang ini suaminya si Ciko.
No, you misunderstand us. We are here to help with the investigation. We'd like to ask you some questions about Mr. Nagato's disappearance, if we may.
Ah, I see. I thought the debt collectors had come to visit again. I'm sorry you have to see me in this dreadful state. Has some new information come out? Do you know where he's gone?
Nggak tahu lah.
I'm afraid we don't have any new information at the moment. We're still trying to find out as much as we can to inform our search. With this in mind, can we perhaps ask some questions about your family's current situation?
For example, Paimon's struggling to understand why a collector would be strapped for Mora.
That's a long story. Ever since I've known him, he's been an avid collector of all sorts of things. He'd always get so animated when he was showing them to me. I knew nothing about the items myself, but seeing how enthusiastic and excited they made him, I was happy to believe that they were just extremely important to him. Everything was fine when we first got married, but as time went by, things changed for the worse.
Kenapa tuh?
Uh-oh, what happened?
He lost his sense of restraint. He started buying more and more things, and even resorted to borrowing money just so he could pay for them. Our expenses really spiraled out of control when he started getting interested in weapons. It was awful. There were days when he'd spend hours down at the warehouse, admiring his weapons even as debt collectors were descending upon our house. He wouldn't sell them, wouldn't even touch them. Just sat there staring at them like he was in a trance. I'm happy he has a hobby, and I'm willing to support him. But making ends meet has to come first. I've tried talking to him about it so many times, but he never listens. On the last day that I saw him, I gave him an ultimatum. I said, if he refused to sell his collectibles and pay off his debts, I would divorce him and take the children with me.
Whoa!
And that led to an argument.
Actually, it didn't. Generally, he's a quiet man who likes to go with the flow. On most things, he leaves the decision-making to me. You must understand, I never would have dreamed of threatening him with divorce if the debts hadn't pushed our family to the brink. After I said those words, he froze and was silent for a long time. When he finally spoke, he awkwardly mumbled that he would pick out a few items to sell. His voice was so meek and pitiful that I felt an urge to take everything back. But then what? If I didn't draw the line, what would happen to our family?
Tindakanmu sudah benar kok. Mengatur batasan itu penting.
Had I
Betul.
not indulged his bad habits, we wouldn't have found ourselves in such a predicament. And I also don't know if he had actually come to his senses, or if he was simply angry with me. The next thing I heard was that our warehouse had caught fire, and both he and the buyer had gone missing.
Waduh, gudangnya terbakar.
I see. I understand. Ame no Yuya came to purchase a weapon from Mr. Nagato. During the sale, a fire broke out at the warehouse, and both men disappeared.
At first, I assumed they must have gotten into an argument over the price. But my husband has never been one to negotiate. He never even haggles when he's out buying groceries, so it's hard to imagine him getting into a fierce argument.
Maybe he was feeling the pressure from the debts?
I don't know. He just disappeared after the warehouse burned down. Perhaps he's too afraid to come home now that all his collectibles have been lost in the fire, and he's got no way to pay off our debts. Even though I'm still a little mad at him, we're a family, and I want us to face our family's crisis together.
Waduh. Sisain cewek seperti Mbak Shichiko ya.
As long as he's willing to turn over a new leaf, I know we can work things out.
Please don't get upset. There could be more to this situation than meets the eye. If collecting things is a habit that Mr. Nagato had his whole life, it is quite unusual for this habit to change so drastically over a short period. But the information we gathered from the other side suggests Ame no Yuya is also a mild-mannered man who would not be likely to start an argument. This situation is getting a little confusing.
A little confusing? More like completely mystifying.
Let's try a change of scenery and see if we can piece together what we've learned. Rest assured, we'll notify you if we find anything.
Oke.
Thank you so much. I just want him to come home.
Oke. Dapat tahu. Dapat screenshotnya Mbak Shichiko.
Based on the information we've gathered so far, I can only surmise that the sales meeting between the two men was somehow the catalyst for their disappearance. The fire at the warehouse likely played a part in how the situation unfolded, though its exact role is a mystery. Do you have any thoughts?
Well, Paima was thinking that maybe someone accidentally knocked over an oil lamp.
Enggak.
Nope, never mind. Paimon's brain needs to rest for a while. Over to you.
Kebakaran itu mungkin hanya untuk menutupi kebenaran. Enggak sih. Masih ada informasi penting yang kurang.
Right. I very much agree with you. It seems highly likely that we're missing a piece of the puzzle. Working off what we know so far, there are too many things that don't add up. The chances are that there are still some clues left for us to discover.
Masalahnya si Nagato juga yang gitu loh.
One fact that I keep coming back to is that Ame no Yuya is polite and well-mannered, while Mr. Nagato is introverted and passive. Neither seems like the type of person who is inclined towards initiating conflict. Mr. Nagato, being heavily in debt, is also the only one of them with the potential motive to disappear after the fire. The more I ponder it, the more puzzling it becomes. Just what could have happened there?
Kasus ini juga sepertinya tidak ada hubungan dengan yang menyerang kita.
Right. Although the time frame seems to broadly match, no other details that we've learned seem to link the two events together. Ame no Yuya lacks a key distinguishing feature of the attacker, namely that he is principally a practitioner of the blade testing techniques of Amenoma art, not those of the combat-oriented Ishin art.
Darn! We thought we could get two birds with one stone here,
Let's keep going, since we've come this far.
Kadung sampai sini bro, lanjutin aja.
If we can solve the case, both Mr. Amenoma and Mrs. Nagato will be able to get some closure.
Okay, but where should we go now?
Mana nih?
Let's head out of the city and check out the warehouse. There's still a chance we may be able to find some shreds of evidence.
Oke, Oti baik ke gudang. Jangan-jangan ntar kita ketemu Nagato nih. Nah, di gudang anjir. What the hell? Hah? Nah, di gudangnya.
Wait,
Kenapa?
I hear something ominous in the wind.
Oh, this must be another one of those sounds that only you can hear. As sketchy as that whole thing seems, you did put it to good use when we were chasing down that vision thief at Beto's tournament.
Now I'm picking up a strong scent in addition to the scent.
Apa bro?
But there's nothing here.
It's gone now, but I can still sense the direction it left in.
Ya,
It felt very much like that ancient presence in Inazuma. The remnants of the Tatarigami.
hah, Tatarigami siapa tuh?
Indeed. But this unexpected spring of inauspicious energy may prove to be of benefit to our investigation. We should remain vigilant and approach slowly.
And approach slowly.
So it's an underground warehouse.
The force is definitely coming from down below. The source of the Tatarigami energy has long since left this place, but the residue it left behind still hasn't dissipated. Judging from the concentration, I would have to conclude that the Tatarigami source resided here for a very long time.
Mrs. Nagato said her husband used to hang around the warehouse by himself a lot.
It could well be that he was already under the influence of Tatarigami energy at that time. From what I've been told, Tatarigami does not turn all upon whom it preys into violent monsters.
Gak semua orang yang terkena pengaruh kekuatan Tatarigami akan menjadi ganas seperti monster.
But most will develop a stubborn streak upon being exposed to the Tatarigami's unfulfilled will. Their interests become fanatical obsessions. Mr. Nagato had an interest in collecting to begin with. The influence of Tatarigami could explain why he became an obsessive hoarder.
So what should we do now? Go down and take a look?
Step back. I'll open the door and take a look inside.
Bahaya loh.
If we don't open this door, we can move no closer to the truth. You needn't worry. Both of us have faced far greater dangers than this. Relatively speaking, the risk here is trivial.
What's down there?
Everything's buried in debris. I can't see anything. It looks like the fire caused a cave-in, reducing the entire warehouse to rubble.
That was too scary. Paimon was so sure that...
All we can do now is keep searching in the direction that the Tatarigami energy's source left this place. Two ordinary humans, entangled with the Tatarigami. Yes, let's go. If nothing else, it's vital that we find out where this Tatarigami energy is coming from. Quiet your mind and focus on what you sense around you. Perhaps you too will perceive its ominous presence in the wind.
Oke. Oh ini. Oh ini bro. Arwahnya. Cuma muter-muter toy.
From this point, the trail appears to split into two. The main source of the Tatarigami energy continued on into the distance, but a small portion remained here and seems to be dissipating slowly. Quite possibly.
Whoa! Look at all those hilly turtles! They're acting really strangely.
Something seems to be drawing their attention. Let's take a closer look.
Things are about to get dicey.
Oke.
It's,
Ugh! Look at this red stuff!
by the looks of it, a letter written on a piece of torn clothing. The ink is bone dry. It must have been written quite some time ago. Well, let's take a look.
Nama aku Nagato, dan aku telah ditebas oleh Ame no Yuya. Dia mengambil pedangku yang paling berharga. Aku berusaha mengejarnya tapi gagal. Aku sangat lelah. Aku akan berbaring di sini untuk istirahat. Perutku terus mengeluarkan darah dan kurasa aku sudah tidak sanggup lagi. Tapi seakan ada kekuatan misterius yang terus menopangku. Kenapa dia merebut pedangku, padahal aku sudah bilang akan jual kepadanya. Bahkan dia membakar gudangku. It's hurt. Tapi aku gak boleh pingsan. Aku menulis catatan ini untuk mengalihkan perhatianku dari rasa sakitnya. Bagaimana nasib Chiko, Yuichi, dan Yuji? Aku benar-benar sudah mengecewakan mereka sampai aku baru sadar betapa terobsesinya aku. Pasti ada sesuatu yang merasukiku. Pada akhirnya aku mengumpulkan begitu banyak benda-benda. Tapi kalau tidak bahagia dan tidak ada kehangatan, semuanya tidak berarti dibandingkan kata-katanya. Thank you and sorry. Sudah membuatmu lelah, Sachiko. Sweet banget, anjir. Kasian banget cok si Chiko, gila. Semoga istriku seperti si Chiko.
According to this letter, a conflict arose because Amenoma Yuya wanted to seize a blade belonging to Mr. Nagato. Yuya started the fire that destroyed the warehouse and wounded Mr. Nagato in the fight. Mr. Nagato kept chase as long as he could, eventually stopping here.
Di mana Nagato sekarang?
So, where is he?
He was not only mortally wounded, but also under the heavy influence of Tatarigami. Add to that the fact that its aura seems to have attracted a horde of monsters.
Anjir.
I'm afraid he may no longer be with us.
I'm afraid he's not longer with us. Nagato mati kan, dimakan Hillikert anjir. No.
Whatever traces there may have been of his fate beyond after this point, they've since been disturbed by the
Kasian si
villagers.
Chiko, baru tak
There's nothing more
sendirian.
for us to find here.
Jejaknya pun ditinggalkan Nagato di sini. Sepertinya sudah dihancurkan para Hillikert. Wah, ricu Hillikert ya. Nanti kita minta tender commission untuk mencari lebih teliti saja di sini. Masih ada yang lebih penting. Ya gimana lagi ya? Nasi sudah jadi bubur.
Yes. Right now, we need to uncover some more important truths. If Amenoma Yuya is attacking other people indiscriminately, then the longer we take to find
Iya
him,
coy,
the
bener.
more people risk meeting the same tragic end.
Bener juga ya. Orang dirasukin mau gimana?
Right, so let's get moving.
Tapi ketemu orang ditebas anjir.
I wouldn't be surprised if he
yo.
too fell prey to the influence of the
Suya,
Tatarigami.
malam guys. Malam juga Yuja. Malam juga Suya.
For a practitioner of the martial arts, the easiest desire to inflame would be their pursuit
Thank
of
you,
further
udah mampir
power
ya.
and skill.
Ini lagi questnya Kazuha nih, seru banget nih. mengungkap misteri. Iya, kasus lah, kasus. Kenapa kok bisa ada 2 orang menghilang? Terus kita tuh diserang sama orang gak kenal juga, anjir.
All the clues that at first seemed disparate and disconnected, it seems that now we know the thread that runs between them.
For reality. Orang-orang punya ini ya, punya circle. Saya sendirian di sini.
I have a hypothesis that, if it's correct, not only explains the series of events leading to the 2 men's disappearance, but also zeroes in on the attacker's identity.
Wait, you figured it out? So these 2 cases are connected after all?
Yep.
I believe so. But it's something of an outlandish idea. I will only be able to confirm my suspicions once we've met him in person. On with the search. We must stay vigilant. At any point now, we may find ourselves in danger.
Okay. On the way. Sampai kah? Baunya hilang. Oh ini. Ada di kapal.
He seems to have stayed here for a long time.
Zuya juga VTuber kah? Wow. Kita didatengin YouTuber. VTuber bersirkel, cok. Bukan bersirkel sih. Ada ini bukan agen, siapa sih namanya ini? For reality. Wih, mau 1K subscribernya. Selamat ya. On the way saya juga nih. VR cah. Punya VR dia. Gila, boleh nih di subscribe kita. Kita ramaikan VTuber Indonesia ya guys ya.
Why here? Is there anything special about this place?
I'm not sure. But on closer examination, I sense that the aura may have lingered here at several different points in time.
Iya kah? Aku juga nggak tahu, tapi kalau kurasakan dengan teliti, sepertinya dia berada di sini di waktu yang berbeda-beda. Intinya dia istirahatnya di sini nah.
Show yourself. It's no use hiding anymore.
Woi, ketemu kah? Wah ini si Yuji boy.
Kaedehara Kazuha. It's you, at last.
Aha! So it is the same guy from before.
Nah ini nih yang nyerang kita nih.
What's your problem, huh? What could you possibly have against Kazuha?
Indeed, there should be no enmity between us. If it is Amenome Yuya that stands before us. But what if instead of facing Amenome Yuya, we are in fact facing the blade in his hand?
Dia dirasukin sama pedangnya, coy.
Now that you mention it, it is giving off a strange light.
Keren juga nih senjata.
Whoa, whoa! Surely you don't mean... Are you serious?
Tatarigami energy often lodges itself within physical objects, then works to subtly affect any living organisms in its vicinity. The blade has resided in Mr. Nagato's warehouse for many years, affecting his state of mind, and more recently using the sale as a means to affect, or rather as a means to occupy, Amenome Yuya's body.
You're sharper than I thought. You've already deduced the truth of the matter. Many years ago, I was forged by a famed bladesmith of the Ishin tradition.
Ishin art.
I was his pride and joy. In me, he placed all his hopes and dreams.
Dari Kadara dong. Keluarganya Kadara.
As a descendant of the Kaidahara clan, you should be able to guess our greatest regret.
I presume it has something to do with the Raiden Gokaden.
Indeed. At that point in time, he failed to live up to the Raiden Shogun's expectations. In the end, all he could do was to flee the nation by sea on a ship bound for Snezhnaya. He was a bladesmith of great renown, a master of his craft. There was nothing that he could not accomplish. All he needed was more time and a little faith. And sure enough, in the end, he achieved what he had set out to do. All of his life's work, his wisdom, his skill, it culminated in his creation of me. He not only bestowed upon me the greatest of strength, but also endowed me with a consciousness of my own. In her conceit, the Raiden Shogun lost not only the single most perfect blade in the entire world, but also an irreplaceable achievement in the art of blade forging.
Dendam, jadi si pedangnya itu dendam sama Raiden Shogun karena pas pemilihan Gokaden tadi yang kayak festival 5 penempa terhebat di Inazuma tuh dia nggak lolos gitu loh. Jadinya dendam dia. Keren.
Swords can become conscious and control people?
The people of the time in which I was born never believed I had that kind of power. They saw me as a mere blade, a sharp and well-crafted one, but in all other respects an ordinary weapon. After the death of my creator, I decided to leave Snezhnaya and began my long quest to return to the distant land of Inazuma. Moving from one person to the next, I controlled the minds of countless hosts along the way, each bringing me one step closer to I seek but one thing: to face the full force of the Raiden Shogun's blade and prove my power, the might of Ishin art.
The might of Ishin art.
So Amenoma Yuya was not your first victim. Tell me, what happens to those you've possessed when you've finished using them?
My hosts? Who cares what happens to them? They are but tools that serve my mission.
Wow.
When they got tired or injured or unusable, I hopped to the next one in line. All I needed them for was to take me back to Inazuma.
Okay.
You're awful.
After I returned to Inazuma, I decided to bide my time in Nagato's warehouse until Amenoma Yuya handed himself over to me on a silver platter. At long last, I'm approaching my journey's destination. By Amenoma Yuya's body, I have found you. And by your hand, I shall defeat the Raiden Shogun. Kaidahara Kazuha, you stood against the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi. There can be no other to serve as my host for what is to come. Now, give your body over to me!
Gila. Gills, bro.
Into the wind!
History!
Karena ini pertarungan antara para samurai, antara samurai, kita nggak akan pakai karakter lain ya, biar seru nih. Trut. Gila, epic. Terus, gue berhasil loh, evade. Set, anjir kena. Ceret. Terbang boy. Nice. Ceret. Tas. Oke, kita hindarin boy. Kita bisa pakai skill lompat. Nice. Ini pertarungan antar samurai nih. Tidak boleh pakai vision. Loncat. Counter attack. Hindarin. Aduh, kena tuh. Kena tadi, kena. Set. Anjir, sak tebasan, keren.
Do not stand in my way, or I will strike you down too.
Lemah gitu loh. Nyerah aja lah.
Fooling no one. You've lost.
Lost. I can never lose. It is this body that has reached its limit, nothing more.
Nah.
Even if you defeat me here, the one who falls will not be me, but this man. He is but a puppet that can be replaced. I can take a new vessel at will.
Kalau begitu akan kuhancurkan kamu hingga berkeping-keping.
The end result is the same. I will end this wretch's life before you can lift a finger. And even if I were to lose my physical form, it is but a small setback. My consciousness shall endure.
Bahkan setelah pedangnya hancur, masih ada kesadarannya.
By any means necessary and any medium available, I shall return and fulfill my destiny.
Wah, yang isi suaranya pedang ini keren gila.
Your fighting style. It is indeed the forms of Ishin art. But from your movements, I sense only hatred and arrogance, as well as a thinly veiled mania and despair.
Really? You can tell all that just from his moves?
As I've mentioned before, the forms of Ishin art convey the user's thoughts and feelings. Since the blade is currently possessing Aminome Yuya's body, its movements express the innermost thoughts of the blade. If you ask me, the mania is probably due to your desperate, single-minded ambition. I believe I am your only hope.
Are you trying to claim that I am helpless without you? On his deathbed, he passed to me all of Ishin art's secrets. The little that you know barely scratches the surface.
Coba kita lihat ya counternya Kazuha nih, ngomong apa Kazuha?
In that regard, why would I ever need your help?
Because all of that is in the past.
Oh, langsung terdiam tuh.
I've been wondering why you've not caused more trouble in all the years that you've been in Inazuma. If you are indeed a cursed blade that can possess its owner. Now that I've seen inside your mind,
Diskak lo,
everything finally
mampus.
makes sense. You weren't biding your time. You were trapped. After all the time that's passed, you have grown weak. To the point that you are now unable to acquire a new host without making physical contact.
Oh, that's right. Paimon remembers now. Mr. Nagato had a habit of never touching his collectibles.
Only when Mr. Nagato witnessed his wife's distress and decided to sell his collectibles did you finally have an opportunity to reach out to Aminome Yuya and make your escape.
Oh, masuk akal.
And what of it?
Well, that brings me to my second point. There's a despair in you that is so strong it threatens to overwhelm you. You were determined to fulfill your maker's ambition, whatever the cost. But this ambition is too grand and too heavy for you to bear. I think you realized your limitations long ago. The more you clenched your teeth and pressed forward, the greater your fear of losing everything you had achieved grew, and the more you wished to run from the truth. But the way I see it, what began as an ambition has long since become a delusional fantasy.
Yang jadi tujuanmu dari dulu sudah jadi sebuah khayalan yang tidak mungkin diwujudkan.
What would you know about any of this? I'm just one step away from achieving my goal.
You returned to Inazuma to prove the unparalleled brilliance of Ishin art. But to make this arduous journey, you committed countless atrocities and showed a blatant disregard for human life. Even if you were to sever that divine light, is this truly the outcome that your maker would have desired?
You...
Sure, you inherited the secrets of Ishin art. But even as you made your journey to honor this legacy, you treated the ones who wielded you as mere tools to do your bidding. How could you possibly unleash the full potential of Ishin art when you act in perfect discordance with the principle of harmony between a blade and its bearer?
Silence, you blabbering fool! I must achieve my goal. This was his life's dream, and the very purpose for which I was brought into being. I will concede that you are most perceptive. You see my predicament clearly. But you also underestimate my resolve.
And you should face reality.
Easy for you to say. Facing reality offers me nothing. I have no need of anything that would stand in my way. Not hesitation, not self-reflection, and certainly not your so-called reality. It is pointless to argue further, descendant of the Kaedahara clan. If you wish to save this man, then offer me your body in exchange.
Langsung sih. Kayaknya Kazuha langsung megang aja, gak peduli dia.
How stubbornly you stick to your wayward path. I do not believe for a second that you can challenge the almighty Shogun in your current state. So let us make a bet, and I will put your strength to the
What? Surely you're not planning to agree to his demands.
Very well. Then find yourself some enemies with whom you wish to cross blades. A taste of my power will more than convince you. Once we have dealt with them, we shall proceed to Tenshukaku.
Tenshukaku? Where?
And as for your end of the bargain, if you lose, you must release Amenoma Yuya from your control.
I accept.
Don't do this, Kazuha!
Ini terlalu beresiko.
This is the only way to save Amenoma Yuya. If we don't do this, he'll forever be the Blade's puppet. The cursed Blade's strength is currently very weak, and I sense he's hesitating. This suggests his heart is still not completely devoid of honor.
Okay.
The power of the Tatarigami lies in intensifying existing obsessions. This is the reason Mr. Nagato and Amenoma Yuya fell prey to it. Since I don't have any similar kinds of obsessions, I should be able to put up some resistance for a while.
But even so...
Even if things take a turn for the worse, I still have you both here with me. We have a chance here to save an innocent victim. I am willing to accept the risks entailed.
Okay.
Your disdain for me betrays your woeful ignorance. I agreed to this bet because there are things I wish to learn too. Now, take me in your hand.
What happened?
Kazuha?
I'm okay. I felt a little dizzy at first, but only for a moment. It's all right. So far, this was as I expected.
Okay.
I will. Thank you.
What should we do next? Have you got a plan, Kazuha?
We find some enemies. Although this blade has endured much turmoil, it probably hasn't experienced many real fights. If a blade built for Ishin art cannot enter a state of harmony between blade and bearer, it cannot unleash its true power. If he wants to avoid reality, then we need to fight until he has no choice but to face it. He shouldn't last long in an intense combat situation.
Wait a minute. Paimon remembers hearing about something from the Adventurers Guild.
Apa tuh?
Since the Takatsukasa clan abandoned that secret base, it's been held by Ronin ever
Setelah
since.
markas rahasia yang dulu dipakai klan Takatsukasa ditinggal pergi, tempat itu langsung diambil alih oleh para Ronin.
All right.
Oke.
Please lead the way.
Kita pergi dan cari pertarungannya.
What about Amanoma Yuya? What should we do with him?
The blade says he'll let Amenoma Yuya trail us silently. Although he hasn't regained his own consciousness yet, he is not in any immediate danger.
Okay.
Are we sure this is a good idea? Okay, fine.
Oke. Let's go. Semakin menarik nih. Itu di atas, harusnya kita dari atas lah. Loh, malah ke sini. Tak kira teleport di itu loh, di pohon. Apa? Ini kah tempatnya? Di atas rumahnya Ayaka loh. Boleh langsung mulai.
Leave everything on this journey.
Pakai Kazuha nih, boleh nih. Wih, bisa ngindar. Kelihatan. Ngindar sendiri. Enggak, ding. Lompat, bos. Atau
Into the wind. Fallen leaves.
Bah.
One with nature.
Kalau banyak musuhnya ya baru pakai elemental sih. Wih, bisa nambah loh darahnya, coy.
How are you feeling? You okay?
I'm all right. The blade is performing largely as I expected. Having gone so long without proper use and maintenance, it's become very difficult. Though he's making every effort to persevere, I do not think he can last much longer.
Okay.
Something else on your mind?
How strange. Rather than trying to control me, he is instead trying to match my fighting rhythm. Let's keep going.
Oke, kita nggak tahu yang dilakukan sama pedangnya, tapi oke. Kata Kazuha terus maju. Tetap ya, chest nomor 1. Anjir, tiduran loh dia.
Let's get down to business.
Into the wind.
Into the wind. Oh, curang pakai petasan. Sini bang.
See no more.
As one with wind and cloud.
Ngompol.
Nature.
Ngompol. Okay. What happened?
Something's up with the blade.
Makin gelap.
I can sense that his strength is slowly fading away. The blade is becoming more and more difficult for me to wield. He cannot hold out much longer. If he keeps persisting, he will likely break apart at any moment.
But what would that do to Amanoma Yuya?
Iya, makanya itu.
I will be careful with it. He also says he does not have any plans to give up easily. He's still trying to achieve his goal.
Oke. Bagi yang baru masuk streaming, selamat datang ya, welcome. Anjir, gede nih, seru nih, 1 lawan 1 nih. Oh, nggak bakal pakai elemental. Hindarin, anjir. Kecepatan. Ciro, lu, anjir. Nungguin ya pedangnya urup. Kita pelajari gerakannya lah. 1, 2. Wah, itu langsung nge-slash dia. 1, 2, coba nah. Set. Wah, nangis curang. Nah, tak, ting, anjir, susah ya. Lah, kok langsung kalah dia sih?
That was such a close call.
My apologies. In the end,
Oh.
I still needed your help.
Ceritanya nggak ngebolehin Kazuha meninggal, cok.
Are you okay? It looked like you were really struggling the entire time.
Gara-gara sosokan nggak pakai elemental.
Yes. And it looks like he's reached his limit.
The shine's grown a bit dimmer again. It doesn't look anywhere near as impressive as it did at the start.
Perhaps this time we'll finally have a chance to see his true form.
Oke.
True form? What are you talking about?
Huh?
Huh? What the? Is this the same blade as before? It looks like a piece of junk.
Kok jelek, Jir?
If you choose to continue in the state you're in, you wouldn't even be able to beat Samurai and Kairagi, much less the almighty Shogun. Maybe you did truly wield power to rival the Shogun's light when first forged. But the long journey from Snezhnaya back to Inazuma has left you battered and broken. It barely needs stating anymore. Your ambition is a flight of fancy.
Apa dia masih mau dengar?
I finally figured out why it was that you agreed to my bet. You wanted to reach a state of harmony with me. For perhaps then you would still be able to wield commendable power. But regrettably, we are nothing alike. I will never understand your obstinacy and cruelty, nor can I empathize with the one who made you.
Sayangnya kita sama sekali berbeda. Aku tidak akan pernah memahami sifatmu yang kejam dan keras kepala. Demikian pula aku tidak akan pernah bisa berempati dengan dia yang menempamu.
The only one who truly understood you had already passed away by the time you were born.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
Here they are! Take them down!
Iya. Sabar dulu lah.
Where do they keep coming from? Yup. We can help this.
Don't worry, I'll use my own blade.
Mana?
It's just more of the same.
Oke, kita pakai ini aja ya. Pakai kekuatan. Hindarin boy. Into the wind. Hindarin boy. Nice. Again. Nice.
You fought way better with your own sword.
You are a true Kaedehara in flesh and in spirit. Though we fought briefly together, you have seen my full
Akhirnya dia mengakui kekalahannya.
No one knew anything of my story throughout my travels, nor did I tell it to anyone. I thought that if I could achieve Ishin harmony with you, perhaps there would still be a ray of hope for me.
But in this too, you have failed.
Indeed. No matter how hard I tried, I could not attain that perfect harmony that your personal blade does. Too much time has passed. My physical state is poor and without proper maintenance. I can only disguise my true appearance behind an outer sheen. Yours is the blade that took on the Muso no Hitotachi. And what a magnificent blade it is. Perhaps I shall never reach that level of glory.
Ya nggak kalah dia.
Actually, this is just a generic blade that I picked up during my travels in Liyue.
What?
Forging and maintenance are both important for a blade, but they are not everything. This blade has traveled the land with me for many years, and we have formed a close bond during that time. Plus, in the moment that I most needed it, I received aid from another power: skill, blade, determination, and desire. All these must be aligned in the practice of Ishin art. There is something else I must tell you. Though your maker may not have been aware, your ability to possess your own consciousness derived from the power of the Tatarigami. Tatarigami is a malevolence from the ancient past. It is the source of your mania and savagery.
Menarik.
Though you tried to cooperate with me while I was wielding you, the part of you driven by Tatarigami was constantly trying to seize control of my body.
I sensed it, but I couldn't change it. It is an integral part of my consciousness.
I resisted its temptations because I wanted to save Amenoma Yuya. But I do not know whether you yourself have any intention of trying to fight it. I feel a great sense of regret for you. Since you embarked on a journey bound for a destination, the moment you embarked on this journey, you lost the only person who could have ever unleashed your true potential. And yet there was no way for you to turn your back on his ambition.
Ayo lo Gzfire nggak cocok lo sama pedang ini. Mau gimana lo?
You have known this for a long time. It is the true source of your despair.
He gave me everything. My life, my form, my consciousness, and purpose.
Yep.
How could I possibly deny him his wish? I said to him, "Do not worry. From here on, I shall forge your legacy." How could I go back on my word?
Aww.
I believe our bet is now settled. I have nothing further to say.
Where are you going, Kazuha?
Mana anjir?
He now has neither the ability nor the motivation to cause further harm. Let's give him some time to reflect on things.
Oke. Ayo ngobrol-ngobrol nih.
When I touched the hilt for the first time, it's as if I was transported to a
Anjir ada
strange
chest lo di samping kita.
It was somewhere I've never been.
Bisa aku buka dulu gak sih?
A bladesmith lay quietly on the bed, his frail face barely visible under the moonlight. A newly forged blade lay by his side, listening attentively to his final words.
Wow. That was the blade's memory.
Indeed. While in exile in Snezhnaya, the bladesmith eventually learned the truth behind everything that had happened. The Ishin art had been dealt a devastating blow by the desertion of its best smiths. He spent the rest of his life in the forge, not to vent his frustration and hatred, but to atone for his actions.
Oh gitu.
He felt intense regret at being tricked by the Fatui, but he could never again return to his homeland. His sole wish was to one day return his single, proudest creation back to the land of his birth. So he instructed this sentient blade to find a way back to Inazuma, no matter how long or how hard the journey. All he wanted to show was that they once shone brilliantly as blade and smith, that they were still worthy of being trusted.
Sedih juga ya.
So that's the true story. But after that, the blacksmith's intentions were thwarted by the Tatarigami, slowly turning his proud
Iya,
creation
betul sekali.
into the cursed blade of today.
Betul sekali Pak Iman. Terima kasih sudah menjelaskan kepada penonton ya.
Right. I believe the bladesmith might never have known that the power he worked with was that of the Tatarigami. The hatred within that power is what sent the blade down its ill-fated path. This blade has committed unforgivable atrocities, but only because it lost its original master. No one was there to correct its errors when it was losing its way.
Shame it's too late now.
Nasi sudah jadi bubur, guys.
Yes, it is too late. Time would not wait or stop because of his determination. While the world moved on, his ambition remained stubbornly stuck at that fleeting moment at the dawn of his journey. He seems to have calmed down, though. Let's go and check in.
Ayo kan dulu. Pakai pedangnya tobat.
When I look back at the past, I can remember the day of my forging like it was just yesterday. I once told him that I would pay any price to fulfill his wishes. Such was the debt I owed to him for giving me the gift of consciousness.
Okay.
But darkness and slaughter numbed the mind. Over time, I lost sight of the difference between gratitude and grudge.
What the hell?
Not only did I fail to fulfill his ambition, I also defiled him.
You're finally seeing reality clearly.
Wow.
Since we agreed to the terms of the bet, I will honor the agreement and release Amenoma Yuya. But I still cannot bring myself to forsake his ambition. It is the entire purpose for my existence. So, may I ask you to help me fulfill the ambitions of myself and my creator?
Hey! Now you're adding Mars into the mix, too?
It has to be done in this order. At least hear what I have to say. And if you don't agree, I will still release Amenoma Yuya as promised. My physical form, as well as the knowledge I possess, should still be of some value to you.
His attitude has grown a lot milder.
Wait.
What do you think, Kazuha? Should we give him a chance?
Ya, boleh lah.
Let's hear it.
Thank you all. When I was first forged, my maker was already terminally ill. Alas, after that, nor have I ever had the chance to prove myself, and my fights were devoid of any noble meaning. They were merely the next step. You are a fine warrior. I would like to request your hand in battle and experience a true duel between...
Oh? And who would be the opponent?
I will release Amenoma Yuya and restore his consciousness. Perhaps after that, you can convince him to commit to a fight with you.
Iya kah?
He must have plenty of reasons to both hate me and desire a good fight.
Understood. Then let's start by waking him up and seeing if he has the stamina and will to fight.
I see. He used my body to inflict harm on others. I utterly despise him and his actions. But since he stayed true to your agreement by releasing me, if a duel can help to set this state of affairs in order, I am willing to put myself
Ya, ya sudah sadar
I
nah.
do not wish to be a mere victim.
There's no need to worry. We'll vouch for your innocence to the Tenryo Commission.
Thanks for your help. Who knows how this would have ended without your intervention.
All right, then let's move on. More Ronin could appear at any moment. We can't stay here. In any case, for a final duel, I think we should aim for a greater sense of
Lanjut bisa diambil. Oke guys, kita lanjut besok lagi ya, part 2 ya. Ini udah terlalu malam nih, aku bisa shift pagi soalnya. Makasih ya semuanya udah mampir nih. Kita absen dulu, ada Yuzuya, ada Rumble, ada Ditya dengan jok bapak-bapaknya, ada Ion. Mantap kalian. Sampai jumpa lagi besok ya. Besok sore. Besok malam. Sampai jumpa besok. Thank you all. Bye bye.